This is the Astros Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Houston Astros, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Oh, it got a little dicey there at the end, but you know what? At the end of the night, the Astros preserve the lead and get the victory over the Colorado Rockies to kick off the three-game series and continue their winning ways in a period of time where they're doing it without some key names in it. They go to Colorado, pick up another win, get to 17 games over 500 on the season, 51-34 now with the victory, and we got to get through all of it tonight here on the Locked On Astros Postcast. Hello and welcome. I am your host, Michael Connor. Thank you for joining us. We're live when the games end right here on this channel. If you're watching live, you can get the show in its podcast form anywhere that you get your podcast. Go and search for Locked On Astros. What is it? Well, actually, you know what? Before we get to that point, I need to remind you guys, tonight's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $150 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. What are you talking about from this one more than anything else?
This is what you'll be talking about.
And I saw this comment here from Chris Reyes a couple of seconds ago, right before we started the show. Thank you for this, Chris. Why was that more stressful than the Phillies and Cubs games? And I agree with you. It was more stressful. And you know why it was more stressful? Because of Coors Field. The ball there, the Astros only go there every other year. But you get reminded of it quickly when they go there. The ball just soars. It goes, and it feels like everything finds if you've never been to Coors Field, absolutely put it on your list. Like, do it as quickly as you can. If you want to wait till the Astros go back there in a couple of years, go for it then. But seriously, go to Coors Field. I've been to, I think, 18 or 19 of the ballparks now in Major League Baseball. Without a doubt, top 3 for me. Not even close. It's so great. But the ball there with the spacious outfield, being at altitude, it is never a comfortable game when you're playing them there. Even if the Rockies are horrendous. They're 19-66. They're going to be one of the worst teams to ever touch a field in the history of Major League Baseball. And they're going to get worse. They don't have many pieces that teams want at all, but the few that they might have any interest in, they'd be stupid not to sell them. So they're going to get worse as the season moves on. And it stinks for them that they don't have the benefit of, and going off on a tangent here. I am not a fan at all of having a draft lottery. I think it is absolutely stupid. You should be rewarded for being bad. Even if you intentionally do it, you should get the first pick. But like I mentioned, there's just never anything comfortable about playing in that atmosphere, ever. And I think for the next 2 days, you're going to sit there and watch these games, and you're not going to be comfortable. Again, even if they're playing a very, very bad Colorado Rockies team. It's just not a comfortable place. They're going to do it again tomorrow, and they'll do it again on Thursday, right? Today's Tuesday? I don't know what day of the week it is. Do it again on Thursday before they head off to Los Angeles to play the Dodgers, which, by the way, they will play on 4th of July. Night game in that one. So that's that kind of stinks. I wish it was a day game. But wins are wins tonight. I think that's the number one thing that you walk away from talking about with this one is, the being on edge more than anything else. But the number one thing outside of that is, the simple fact that you figured it out. We're going to go through the injury stuff here in a minute because I did want to get some of my thoughts out on what has transpired for the Astros recently. But at the end of the night, Colton Gordon wasn't unbelievable tonight by any means. I think he felt the Coors effect. 4 to 2/3, 4 runs, 9 hits, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, get the home run there in the first. Credit to the bullpen behind him. Everybody did their job. Yes, even Josh Hader, who gave up a run and 2 hits tonight on the one run on the home run. Had to secure a 2-run lead, and he did that. So I'm really not been out of shape about his solo home run he gave up. Brady was good. By the way, it's 24 of 24 now for Josh Hader, who will without a doubt be an all-star. Brady was great. I should say not good. He was great. King had a solid inning. Sousa, he's been quietly fantastic for the Astros this season. And Okert as well. We know what he's been this season. He's been great. Those guys get the job done. I think I saw the stat from Brian McTaggart earlier today, the Astros in starts where Fromber and Hunter Brown start, and the Astros have, this incredible record over 500, and without anybody else starting there now, I believe it's 2 games over 500 in the games that the other people start, which is look, your top dogs go out there, and it was Brian McTaggart. Astros record in games started by Hunter Brown 12-4, Framber Valdez 12-5. Everybody else, they're now 27-25. That's not saying anything bad. I think it's just recognizing what it is. They survived it tonight. They survived a bad, not a horrific start from their starter, but it wasn't good by any means. And again, I chalk that up a lot to I put no stock personally into any game that's played in Coors Field in terms of how I'm going to evaluate somebody offensively or pitching wise. Pitching there is a nightmare. Offensively can make, anybody look good. The Astros now, by the way, are 18-7 in 1-run games. I will point to something with that, and people will always talk about it. There is an element of luck that gets involved when you are winning 1-run games constantly. That's okay. You'd rather be lucky than anything else. You'd rather have that luck on your side than not. It's one of those things you can't quantify. This team's got it. And they got the victory tonight. Clutch hitting throughout when they needed it. Of course, the biggest swing of the night going to Victor Caratini. This guy this season has he saved the Astros bacon quite a few times in big spots. And right now with this team down Pena, down Jordan still, and for the foreseeable future, they're going to need guys like Caratini to do their thing. Christian Walker also had 3 hits tonight. Christian Walker might just be suited for playing in Arizona or Colorado. Put him at altitude where the ball moves a little bit more, and he'll get good hit. He'll have good nights at the park. He also has a lot of familiarity with the Rockies. That helps as well. Hopefully that can be bottled together for him, and he can start to produce a little bit more consistently because they need him to produce more consistently. There's a lot of guys that step up in their performance. You're not going to rely on the pitching staff, especially when you look at the schedule that's ahead. We just talked about it. This is a cakewalk series if you take care of your business against the Rockies. But then you've got, you've got the Rockies, then at the Dodgers for 3, home for the Guardians for 3, home for the Rangers for 3. It's a little bit tougher after this series, and the pitching is going to be tested quite a bit. See what they got. See if they can handle it. For the next 2 days, you got to handle the elements of Coors Field and getting the victories. 1-for-1 to start. Not a lot of reason to doubt this team based on the way that they have performed basically routinely of late. Let's talk about the injury situation. I wanted to get some thoughts in on that for this team. We'll do that next here on the Locked On Astros Postcast. First up, I want to tell you guys about your money. Ever wish managing your money felt easier? With Monarch Money, it can. Whether you're growing your savings or planning a big purchase, Monarch puts you in the driver's seat. It's like having your own personal CFO giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money is more than a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all of your accounts, investments, and spending in one place. So in addition to managing your money, you're also building wealth. I think the coolest thing about it is managing your money with your significant other. For me, my wife, you sit down, you got full visibility of all the shared accounts and personal accounts that we had, prior to our relationship, before we got married, years and years ago now. Yes, I'm old. And it's really cool to use the Monarch Money app to check out all of it in one place. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. And one more quick message before we get back to our discussion on the Astros win tonight. Summer sports are in full swing, and whether you're all about baseball under the lights, golf on the green, or high-stakes soccer action, FanDuel is the best way to make every game even more exciting. You're already following the action, so why not make it a little more thrilling? With FanDuel, you can get in on the game while your friends are getting sunburned on the beach. Using FanDuel to track my favorite matchups, and the app keeps it fresh with new daily promotions and fun ways to bet. It's easy to use, fast to pay out, and makes even regular season games feel like must-watch events. Whether I'm placing the same game parlay or watching a bet ride into the ninth inning, FanDuel makes it feel like I'm part of the action. New to FanDuel, new customers can get $5 or can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com to get started. Oh, what do you know? It's another Astros Postcast show following a win because the Astros win a lot this season. They're now 51-34 on the year. Hello and welcome back to the Locked On Astros Postcast. I am Michael Connor, your host. Thank you for joining us as you typically do. Astros 6.5 game lead in the division over the Seattle Mariners, 8.5 over the Angels, 9.5 over the Rangers. The Athletics are 16.5. Astros also keeping up with the Joneses in the American League. The Detroit Tigers, the Astros, are currently 2 games behind Detroit for the best record in the American League. All right, before the game today, we're going to, I just wanted to make sure I give some thoughts on what has happened. Obviously, Jeremy Pena going down over the weekend had the fracture in his ribs. They said it after the game or, later on that they did more imaging and found the fracture, okay? Yordan Alvarez down in Florida, swinging the bat, and has re-aggravated the hand, and it sounds like he's made it worse. I'm going to be honest with you with this. Whoever's doing the evaluating of injuries when it happens, they should probably lose their job. I don't like to be that way for people's livelihoods, but this is multiple years of happening. It's only been up until recently where the Astros have provided, any kind of update at all on players' injury statuses, which is just downright silly. But, you did all this with Yordan. Okay, did you not do it begs the question of, did you just do a quick x-ray when his hand first got hurt? Why wasn't serious imaging done? And then you got him out there swinging, and he, came back and it was hurt again. And then he's resting again. And they said at the time, I think Dana Brown put the number, that's like 60% healed. Okay. Now he's hurt it again. He's going to have to see a hand specialist. I think the way to go about Yordan now for the rest of the regular season is don't expect him to be there. I hope I'm wrong. But it's been quite a while in the first place. Since the beginning of May or whatever, since he's played in the first to start things. And now this has happened on top of that, and we're seeing hand specialists. You're seeing a hand specialist that's telling me that there's real issues here. Okay, so he gets hand surgery all of a sudden. You don't typically heal quickly from hand surgery. I'm not a hand surgeon, but you hear about guys that'll have, hamate bone injuries and whatnot. And they've done a great job winning without these guys. But if you want to live in a world where you don't at least acknowledge that this is a problem, then yeah, look, it's a problem. I'm happy that they're winning. I'm Thrilled that they're winning. It's a great thing that they're winning. I hope that they can absolutely keep this pace that they're going to. It's going to take, like I mentioned, all these other guys stepping up and doing something else big. Whether it's Caratini tonight. Jake Myers had a really nice season. Jose Altuve's got to play better. There's no other way around it. Cam Smith has really come into his own. They need Cam Smith to continue to be this guy. That's just where they're at. Yainer Diaz has got to perform more consistently at the plate. We've talked about Christian Walker to death. I mean, that guy's got to be better. Because right now you're talking about, time off without Pena. And time off now without Jordan for an extended period of time. So, who knows exactly where the fracture is, whatever it is in the hand. Let's hope it's not as serious as you make it out to be. But when you shut it back down and you're having to see a hand specialist, it's not a good thing. And we're going to see what the team does. We're creeping towards that trade deadline later this month. They're going to have to go out there and they have to add a bat. Because even me, captain, I'm happy and I'm optimistic right now about where this team is going and where they're standing in the American League is. They are going to struggle at some point mightily if they don't get another bat in this lineup. It's just the truth. All the numbers, they're still out there. This team offensively still needs more. And if you don't like to hear that, I'm sorry. It's just the truth. I like to live in a world of the black and the white. Sure, there's going to be gray in there sometimes, but just the absolute black and white with the Astros. They are still middle of the pack in basically every offensive category. And you can win when your pitching is that elite. I've talked about it all the time. Runs scored this year. They are now, I was just trying to pull it up real quick. Runs scored. They're 19th in the league. All Major League Baseball. And they're behind the Baltimore Orioles. The Baltimore Orioles are terrible. They're behind the Athletics. They're terrible. The Nationals, not a good team. They're worse than them. So I'm just saying all of that. It's not changing the way I feel about the baseball team one bit. I'm still optimistic. I still feel good. They just have to get another bat in here. And I can't sit here and say that you should count on Jordan. Pena will come back. Hopefully the ribs don't, bother him too much when he does. But they got to get somebody in here at some point. Tomorrow, they're going for game 2 of this series. They're going for the series victory over these Colorado Rockies. They'll probably get it, to be honest with you. You know why? Because they're going to hand the ball to a man named Hunter Brown, who's going to go up against Austin Gomber for the Colorado Rockies. Another 7:40 first pitch, so it'll be a little bit later tomorrow night, around this time, hopefully a little bit earlier. We'll be live with the Locked On Astros Postcast. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday night. Talk to you again tomorrow.